Good morning, friends. This is Teresa from Star Stylist Homestead. Coming to you early today. It's been a productive day. Right now, we're getting ready to make baguettes. Super easy recipe. Made them before. The guys loved them. And what I'm going to do with those is use the leftover pork from last night and make nice sandwiches. Of course, once I get this bread going, I'll have to go and buy the cheese. I got every cheese you can think of except for Swiss. So it's been a really productive morning. I've washed my floors. I got 2 of my rugs washed and dried and set out. I got more in there. My husband's salad. Look at this beautiful salad. I love making his salads because they're so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. Oops. Lost a piece. This is for his lunch today. I always make, and that, might I add, is from my garden. The lettuce, anyway. Yep. I went down and picked it this morning. I had a small head of green leaf, so that's in there too. But for the most part, it's from my garden. Most of it is from my garden. I can't wait for the tomatoes and everything. I just covered the salad. And right now, I'm actually waiting for my yeast to rise. It's already set up in there. So I'm going to get that done. And look at here, my friends. Every one of them. I've got my chicken. Every one of them. When you hear and you take the tops off and you can hold it by that, then you know they closed. Every one of mine closed. And even these that really mushed up all the, see how thick that is? And this one is my other one. So they're both about the same. Yep. But this has the whole, not completely whole, but most of them are whole compared to the ones that were frozen. So I'm just waiting for those to dry so I can put them away. I guess I could dry them, and I probably will just to get them out of my kitchen. But there you have it. So as soon as that rises, just another minute or so, I'm going to get the rest of my stuff ready because that's how fast these are. Oh my God, they're so good. Wait until you dry them. Okay, friends, we're ready. So I have everything ready, and there's nothing to this recipe. This is for 3 baguettes, about this long. So I have a tablespoon of yeast. Let me show you here, and it's already blooming. So I have a tablespoon of yeast, 2 cups of water, and a tablespoon of sugar in there. I have 4 cups of flour with an extra set aside, just in case we need it. And then we're going to use 2 teaspoons of salt and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. That's all you need for this. Okay, so now that that is blooming, I'm going to add my flour. I'm going to add the whole 4 cups in there. Okay, and then, because the yeast is on the bottom, I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of salt. You never want to really put your salt right on top of your yeast. Maybe it's a folklore, but some people have a problem with it. Some people don't. I don't know. Why take the chance, you know? Then I'm going to put my oil, 3 tablespoons, right in there. And this is how easy this is. And once you're ready, you're going to set your oven to 425. I'm only going to go up. I'm going to start at 1 just to get that flour going. And I don't have a cloud of flour here. That should be good. Okay, now we just let it go. You want to keep checking it. I'm going to just bring you down here and show you. And I'm going to continuously come back and show you. You don't even have to scrape the sides down. If you want to, I mean, go for it. Here, I'll scrape them down just for the beginning. But this bread, these baguettes, will do it for you. And you'll know as this is going. Okay, it's together now. Let me just bring it up a little bit. We're going to let this dough go. See, it's already cleaning the sides. I'm going to bring you back up now. And throughout this process, I'll show you. Let me turn this on because I want to heat that up because that's where I always put my bread in my kasori. So I just turn it on. It's at 95 degrees. I let that heat up a little bit. And then I'll shut it off. Of course, let it cool down a little bit. But that's where I put my bread. I cover it and put it in there and boom. It stays at that even temperature. Or, oops, sorry. You can put it in your oven with your light on all the way to the back and it'll help it rise. This is only going to rise for about 30 minutes. It'll double in size. Let me show you what you want. You see how at the bottom, I'm not sure if you can really see that. It's sticking to the bottom. This is where that other cup of flour comes in. As this is doing this, let me show you here. If you feel it and it sticks to you, see, it's very sticky, you need more flour. So what I'm going to do is take my, I have a half a cup here. Let me just get a clean spoon here. Don't want it to stick. Okay, let's turn this back on. And you want to do 2 tablespoons at a time. Probably not a good thing there. It just means you need more flour, which is why in the directions it says 4 to 5 cups. Now, you want to do this, and you'll see it coming away from the bottom. Let me bring you closer. You see what it's doing at the bottom, right there. That's fine. Just let that go. I guess we should turn it up to the 2, right? Let that go. A couple minutes, whatever, just to make sure. And you want to check it like every couple minutes. See if it's still sticky, and it might separate, and that's okay too. That just means you need a little bit more flour. See, now right now it's coming away from the bottom. But it might start sticking again. If it does, I'll need a couple more tablespoons of flour. So the process is a little different because you want to keep an eye on it, but it works. Let's just check. See, it's very sticky still. So I'm going to let it keep going. Get in there. I'm going to add another 2 tablespoons of flour to this. I have this in half cup, by the way, this here. So I've used a quarter of a cup so far. Turn that back down. Once we get the dough to where we want it, that's when we're going to set a 5-minute timer. I have an artesian KitchenAid on a number 2, which is what it's on right now. I'm just going to let that go a minute. And it's basically cleaning the sides of my, it doesn't have to be completely clean, but you see I didn't even need to scrape down the side because the dough will do it for me. Okay, let's just test this. See what it feels like. That feels good. It's sticky, but not sticking all over my hands. I believe that's good. I'm going to let it go before I even set the timer. I'm going to let that go for another minute or so just to check. Depending on how cold your house is or whatever, it could be anything that affects your dough. My house right now is actually not too bad. But if you put too much flour, then your loaf is going to be really heavy and dense. So you want to be very careful. Let's see how this is. Yeah, see? It's sticky, but it's not sticking. You get a little bit here and there, but remember the first time I touched it? That's good. I'm going to leave it just like that. And now I am going to set my 5-minute timer. Okay? And once that timer goes off, I'll come back and I'll show you what the dough looks like and what to do next. Guys, I just want to show you. My 5 minutes hasn't been up, but I touched this. I just wanted to check it again. And it's sticking a little bit more, so I'm going to add my other tablespoon of flour and reset my timer because I want my bread done. So I will be back. Okay, friends. I'm touching it again. It's not sticky at all. Let me show you. I mean, yeah, it's the stickiness I want, but it's not sticking to from the bottom. It's not sticking to my hand. So now I'm going to set my 5-minute timer. So that's what you want to check for. Be sure, lift it up and check it from the bottom. See, I have very little on my hand, but when I checked it the other time, it was sticking to my hand. So be sure that's what you're looking for. Now I'm on my 5-minute timer and I'll be back. Okay, friends, timer is about ready to go off. So, 1. Oops. Okay, that's my 5 minutes. Now, on a very clean counter, let me put you down here. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of flour. And get our dough off of here. Okay. And plop it onto the counter. Okay, I'm going to sprinkle some oil in my pan. Set it aside. And then I'm just going to knead it a couple times. Just to get the dough nice and smooth. See, that dough is perfect. It's not sticking or anything. And now, let me put a little bit on my hands. We're going to roll just to get it into a nice smooth ball. Might as well use that flour down there, right? Pinch that bottom up. Okay. Now I'm going to drop it into my oiled pan, face up, turn it. Make sure I got oil on the bottom also. And there you have it. So now I'm going to cover it. Got my clean towel. I'm going to cover it and stick it in my cosori, which is off. Now I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. Okay, friends, it's done. It has been a little over 30 minutes, but I was cleaning. So that's my dough. So now we're going to put this out on the counter. Nice clean counter. I have my oven set at 425. And we're just going to deflate this. I decided I'm just going to make 3 big ones. We're just going to keep pressing it out like this into a rectangle. It's a nice piece of dough right there. A little thin right there. This is all you have to keep doing. You can use a rolling pin if you want, but you really don't have to. This is an easy enough dough to work with. Put that. I don't want it too thin there. See how easy that was? I think you can see the whole thing. Fix that a little bit. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay. I'm going to cut it into 3. There we go. And then I'm just going to roll it up. 1. Do it from this side. Pull that one out just a little bit more. It's a little thick there in the middle. Two. And 3. Okay, we're going to pinch this together. And pinch my sides together here. And then I'm just going to roll it. Get that flattened out. Put it a little bit smaller. Just make sure your ends are pinched in. Your bottom, your seam, I mean. Okay. I have my pan right here. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to lay it right on my pan. I did spray my pan. Okay. This is a long one, huh? Pinch the ends together. And the one thing I forgot to do is grab my egg wash. I have my egg ready though. I'm going to bunch this up a little bit so it's not so long. Pinch those ends really good so they don't pop out, and roll it. Okay, so friends, I have been up since a little after 4 o'clock this morning. One of those days. I don't usually even get out of bed, but I did this morning. And I am on my third cup of coffee, and I only drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning. So if that tells you anything. My husband says, "What didn't you do today?" I said, "Vacuum the floors." That's all I haven't done yet. Got all the clothes done, everything. Of course, I did it backwards. I took a shower first, then decided to mop my floor, and that's okay. I think I'm going to do an everything seasoning on one of these. You can do whatever you want. You can do salt, you can do garlic seasoning, whatever you want. Okay, put this right here. Okay, let me get my egg wash ready, and I will be right back. Okay, friends, I'm all ready now. Okay, we have our 3. Now, we're going to put cuts across about 1/4 of an inch. About 5 in each one. Okay, now we're going to do our egg wash, the whole thing. And like I said earlier, this is going to go in a 425 oven for between 20 and 25 minutes, depending on how hot your oven runs. So you go by your oven. You want it a nice golden brown. These are a little bit thinner than the last ones I made, but that's okay. I kind of wanted them like that because we're going to be cutting these and using them as sandwiches. So I didn't want big bulky bread. It smells so good, and it's not even cooking yet. My egg wash, I just put like a teaspoon of water in with it and mixed it. Alrighty, there's the egg wash. Now I'm going to sprinkle on my everything bagel seasoning. I'm going to do 2 of these with this, and I think I don't know. I don't think I have another topping. I don't know why I do this. They never come out of there. Wow, that's the big side too. Sheesh. Let's see what I got here for the last one. You know what? I'm gonna do them all with this. I know the guys like it, so. All right. And there you have it, my friends. They're ready to go in the oven. Oops. So, let me put them in the oven. And I'm going to set for 20, just to be sure. Because I don't think I've made them since I've had this oven over a year. So, we'll see how they come out. I'll let you know time-wise. Now I got to go label all my jars. At least I got them in my boxes and labels made. And I shall return when they're all done. Okay, friends, I'm back. We've got no time. I actually am taking these out at 22 minutes because mine are smaller, skinnier, and I had a blowout. Let me show you. This is why if you don't tuck the seams, this is what will happen. I mean, it's no big deal, but do you see? Right here, one of my seams blew out. And this one started to. But that's okay. But you see where the seam, wow, right here? It's okay though. This one's perfect. That's going to make a nice sandwich. Actually, that and that. But you know they're done if they're hollow. So I am going to take these and set them over here to cool. They smell so good. Look at those. Are those not beautiful? Minus my blowout. Here, let's turn this around so you can't look at the blowout. But they browned nice. Yeah, they're nice. So, there you have it. I can't wait. And you do not want to cut them while they're hot. Because the steam in there keeps the moisture. Otherwise, if you cut them, unless you're going to eat them right away, hot, if you cut them hot and leave them sit, you know, just take a little piece, you'll end up drying them out. And you don't want to do that because they're really good. So, tonight I'll come back and show you what I'm going to make with those. Yummy. So anyway, enjoy. I hope you like the recipe. I hope you try it. Pinch those sides. I thought I got them really good, but I guess I didn't. But it happens, and it's bread, and it's going to look worse than that when you eat it. So, everything's cleaned up. I got to go to the store and get the rest of the stuff for tonight's dinner, and I shall see you tonight sometime. Thanks. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.